WCC Player of the Week, Cole. How did you find out? And congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I found out on the BYU Instagram, the BYU baseball Instagram page. And so I was just scrolling through, kind of saw my name on there. And so that was pretty exciting. Just a good week for me.
It was a great week for you, the team, everybody. Things kind of got rolling in a unique way there. You had a 5-game win streak earlier in the season. You've equaled that after a win last night at Utah Valley. What changed last week with the Arizona State one-off win on Tuesday and then the St. Mary's series and then Utah Valley last night?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Arizona State, we knew they're a really good team, and they always are, and every year they have a really good team. So we came in just ready to go and excited because, we want to play those types of teams, and then with St. Mary's this weekend, we knew they could really pitch the baseball, and they've had a lot of success this year pitching. And maybe they struggled at times on the hitting side of things, but, we just knew we had to go out and compete. We just had to go out and compete every day. Obviously play relaxed. I think that's one thing maybe we haven't done a good job of a lot this season is just being relaxed and not playing uptight and different things like that and just going out and having fun.
At the end of the day, it's baseball. You're out looking at beautiful Miller Park in the mountains, right? So hard not to get caught up in that. But, yeah, how do you avoid playing stressed and tight? Because this is a program that wants to compete for championships. This year there's no 4-team conference tournament, unfortunately. So how do you guys continue to improve and get better, yet not play, like you said, uptight?
Right. There's a big difference between being really focused and locked in and then being uptight, right? And so for us, I think it's trying to remember, just how much we love the game of baseball, right? And once we stop worrying so much about our stats or the result of the game or the result of an at-bat, I think we actually really started to reel it back in and be able to just go out and play, man. This is a game we love, right? Most of us have been playing this since we're, 5-6 years old, playing catch with our dads in the backyard, right? And so I think once we kind of took it back to that place, we started to play a lot better.
Yeah, it's pure, right? Every day I get home from work and my 2-year-old wants to play catch. He can't catch, but he can throw. So, exactly. There's a purity to it, right? And here we say play catch as opposed to have a catch, right? And Field of Dreams, but depends on where you're from. Okay, during this 5-game win streak, 10 hits for you and 9 RBIs. So what has been different about your approach at the plate?
I've gone through some ups and downs this year, man. A lot of downs, to be honest, right? I'd say a lot of this year has been tough for me. And so I've made little adjustments lately that I think have really, really helped me. And I just keep riding with those things. Sometimes all it takes in hitting is just to find one little feel, right? One little thing that feels really good to you. And then you just roll on that. And so that's kind of what I've done. And like I said, I've had a lot of downs this year, but I've finally kind of felt something in my swing that feels good to me. And it's proven to be successful as well.
Who's the number one voice in that conversation of plate approach that you are listening to and using?
So Trent's our hitting coach, right? Trent Pratt, he does all the hitting. He works with us in the mornings before practice. He works with us during practice. So when it comes to who do I listen to the most, Trent's my guy.
Trent's my guy too. I need him to give me more, approach on this show. Trent, I need more coaching. Coach me up. Let's go. You do have a nice hit streak going, which brings us to our stat of the day.
It's the BYU Sports Nation stat of the day.
Cole Gambill, that's you. You're currently on a 10-game career best hitting streak. 10-game hit streak. How about that, man? You've talked about the different approach, but 10's notable.
For sure. I think it comes back to showing up every day ready to play, because my body doesn't always feel good, right? I got hurt a little bit during this streak, actually, sprained my ankle a little bit. And so different things like that is you don't always show up feeling great, but mentally, how can you be ready to go every single day?
How have you played through a sprained ankle? That's not easy.
Some tape and ankle brace, just the normal kinds of things and a lot of ibuprofen.
Amen to that, man. Well, continue to nurse that. Yeah. You had a 3-homer week as well, which is pretty fun. And in fact, you had a couple of homers in one game. And BYU Athletics actually caught this conversation with you before the game.
What do you think? Couple home runs today?
From you alone, yeah.
From me alone.
Yeah.
I think at first you were asking about home runs for your teammate? Was that what happened? But it ended up being you, as called by your teammate. And who was that, by the way?
Yeah, so that was Freddie, really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the team as a whole. I was like, hey, like we as a group, we're going to get a couple today. So wasn't talking about myself, but I'm glad I could, hang that up there.
What's it like to hit a homer? Like to just really get a hold of one and just rip one over the fence?
There's nothing better in the game of baseball. Like you can make a diving play and you can do all these really cool things on defense. But I mean, that time that you get to run around the bases, there's nothing better, man. So it's something I try to do more often and want to do more often just because it's the best feeling out there in baseball for sure.
We're talking to Cole Gambill of the BYU baseball team. The Cougars defeated Utah Valley last night, headed to San Diego for a series, which you can listen to on BYU Radio 107.9 FM and the BYU Cougars app. Cole, you also got engaged over the weekend. So basically it feels like this was like the best week of your life. 5 wins and 10 hits and 9 RBI and all that. And you get engaged. So tell us about that and tell us about her.
Right. Multiple times this week, someone said, hey, congratulations. And I didn't know what they were talking about, And so the bigger news, right? Like winning awards is fun, but the bigger news is, I'm engaged to my now fiance. Her name's Laura, and she's on the dance team. She's amazing, and super happy that I could get that done because she's been waiting a long time. She's been bugging me about it a little bit because she just wanted it so bad. So I'm glad we could do it, though. She's amazing. I'm excited to spend forever with her.
It's good to be wanted. Absolutely. Okay, let's finish with this, dude. Your throw against Utah to end that game was unbelievable. Like one of the best, like Zach Wilson-esque. Like it was incredible the accuracy that you had there. Walk me through that moment. What happened against Utah to end that? Because it was like Ichiro 0-1 against the A's. I'm a Mariners guy. That's like the most famous defensive play. That reminded me of that.
So first off, getting compared to Zach Wilson, thank you. So he's a big deal. I hope I make as much money as he does.
Good luck with that.
So, yeah, no kidding. So the play, it was just a little base hit through the right side. In the situation of the game, we were up by 3 at the time. I believe maybe it was 2 or 3 runs. I didn't think he was going to be going to third because it didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Don't run on Cole Gambill. Don't run on you.
Well, not necessarily that. It was just more like his run didn't matter, right? Because they needed to score a couple more after him. So I didn't think he was even going to go. I thought he was going to hold it up at second base and just came up. Everyone was communicating and telling me to go to third base and just try to let it fly a little bit. So that's what happened.
And it was on the money, man. It was an incredible finish to always a big win against the Utes. So congratulations on that. And the 10-game hit streak and a 5-game win streak for the team and getting engaged. I'm not sure how you can top all this, but just keep it going, Cole. And let's give you the BYU Sports Nation. Yeah, keep it going. Let's give you the BYU Sports Nation karma. Best of luck at San Diego. I know that's always a heated series with those guys, so best of luck.
Yeah, it will be. Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on. Thank you.